I'm wondering how Dr. Morse would go about treating, wow, I never heard of this one. Ehlers, Ehlers Danlos syndrome, Danlos syndrome. I don't see any articles on. I've never heard of it. They got a lot of syndromes coming up, don't they? They do. I mean, there's so many unique different symptoms because now the genetics and all the weaknesses are infiltrating almost every cell in the freaking body now. So you have different places, different symptoms, different levels of acidosis, different levels of this, different levels of that. But it's all the same. I don't care what syndrome they tell you, what fear they put in your mind. You have the power, and nature has the power, and was designed that way, and it's because people don't have the awareness of that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Those that have the awareness of that and is using it is curing people all over the world. And that's what I'm teaching you, how to use the nature or God or whatever you want to call that which we all came out of more ways than one, from consciousness to creation. It has all the tools there. We don't have to be playing some godly figure in a lab where you don't even know yourself what you're looking for. I mean, it's just insane. And then we say that's good science? That science doesn't even know what its butt's doing. That's not good science. And no one can use it to cure anything. Because you can't even put the dots together. This one's over here playing some dot with macrophages. This is some dot with inflammatory. And I get looking for the lymphatic response to inflammation. That's great. But if you have some basics, and I'm listening to these PhDers, and it's like, where do you get your bases from? Because some of them just, I don't know. You just listen to this, you'll see. But no matter what the syndrome, my friends, no matter what the syndrome, you only have two sides to chemistry. No matter what your experience is, you can physically, you can say, well, was that an alkaline experience or was that an acidic experience? Then understand how your body works. Simple body food processor. Body just processes chemistry. It takes form chemistry and breaks it back down. Not to the elements again, but to some nice, good example. You've now got flavonoids, coumarins, you've got all kinds of things in foods that the body can use, formed from atoms and elements. Now you've got flavonoids, bioflavonoids, you've got all kinds of things in foods that the body can use now. So it's cool to look at that, and we talk a lot about it, how the body uses it, how the pancreas is the main digestive organ of the body, how it breaks down, takes the food apart. You know, also how the stomach is for acids, although man is not really a protein eater, so really that's not a viable system to overuse, and man's been overusing his hydrochloric pepsin system. And that's not good because, like we were talking about AMP, within a few inches, you've got to get that pH. I've said this for years. You've got to get that chime up to 8 to invoke trypsin and chymotrypsin, which that's just over for your aminos and polys. We're not even talking about your tyline and amylase yet. So, there's a lot. Then you have to, after that, then you got to absorb. Well, what could block absorption? Well, mucoid plaque, heavy lymphatic stagnation interstitially. Can I go on? So we got malabsorption from that point of view. Then after you absorb nutrition, what do you got to do? You got to utilize it. How does your body utilize nutrition? Research on it, right? Yeah, and if you're listening to Pat, you realize some of the research, cuckoo. One of the biggest cuckoo researches I've ever heard of is that the body takes simple fructose, which is the most superior sugar of all sugars, and converts to an inferior glucose. That's bullcrap. And we proved that over and over and over again, but somebody thought that somewhere, and it made it in the books and suddenly became truth. Ugh. But no matter what the syndrome, no matter about the rarity of the genetic weakness of the cell or the mutation of the cell and its response to life, you can change that. because it's all about consciousness. We talked about in that past class the other night. I'm trying to get you guys to understand that we're dealing in intelligence at every nano, sub-nano, or superior nano levels into the subatomic, atomic, and on up. The intelligence is in every little aspect of that. There's intelligence in the electron. There's intelligence in the proton. There's an intelligence in the nucleus. And then there's an intelligence in the whole cell. I mean, it's incredible. This is the Jonathan Rumi effect. This is when you wake up and realize that there's nothing that's not God, and that there's nothing that's dead and not alive, and that life is energetic in every little level there could possibly conceive, in every big level. It's unbelievably amazing. So, no matter what, you're always going to get your kidneys filtering. You're always going to go to an alkaline slurry. You know the Homo sapien is a frugivorous species. Even if you said he's a very, okay, argue all you want, but he's a fruitarian species. So eat fruits. If you have to have salads, okay. Move away from dead animal meat. Move away from all the dead milks and all the crap like that. Get away from the cheeses and the fermented foods. Get into the nice fruits and berries and melons. Get into the big salads, the avocados, the guac. If you have to have a little Indian food once in a while, okay. Or Chinatown. But no matter what syndrome, you're regenerating your body. And this is a level a lot of people don't understand, but you're regenerating it from a consciousness viewpoint. Everything you're feeding yourself has a certain level of consciousness or a certain level of energy. There's nothing you're consuming that's completely dead, inert. Even those things they think inert are not inert. Everything is born out of intelligence, consciousness, awareness, whatever word you want to assign to God, the ultimate, the omnipotent, omnipresent, and omniscient. Whatever you want to assign out of the all. Everything has to come out of the all. Even the negative stuff. Everything has to come out of this. And it's all set up. If you don't think it's all set up, do me a favor. The next month, sit back, stop thinking, don't plan nothing, and just watch. Watch the hand of God come in and move your life around for you. Just watch. Just the next month, do me a favor. Just watch. Don't think. Stop thinking. Take the next month and let it work through you and clean up your world. See what happens. Just saying.